Recently, there has been two major hurricanes in the U.S., Hurricane Harvey and Irma. These hurricanes were very destructive and left a lot of expensive damage.
When I opened the door, more water rushed in, and all of my stuff flew out, and it just kept coming in. All I could grab was my wallet and my phone. That's all I knew to grab.
Our town was destroyed, and it hurts.
I had to save a guy's life right here. He was hanging onto a telephone pole, and I got a rope. I heard him. He was out there for about 30 minutes.
You just see the water come up, making sure that all our family is safe. We just kept looking at the water, and it just kept getting higher and higher from 4 in the morning to 7 in the morning.
We prayed a lot, and we just praised God, and we were rescued. So we're very thankful.
There's this sense of sadness that they have left behind, some of them, homes that they fear will not be there when they get back. But they realize they made a wise decision by putting their life first and protecting their life, knowing that they can always go back and rebuild.
A hurricane is a rotating low-pressure system that has thunderstorms and sustained winds that reach over 74 miles per hour. We wanted to look into how these hurricanes form and how they get to be so destructive. Is it because of global warming?
Hurricanes form in the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans when the surface temperature of the ocean is warmer than 82 degrees Fahrenheit. This warm water evaporates quicker than cooler water, which causes the pressure in the sky to decrease faster. As the warm air rises, clouds form and the wind spins them in a circular motion that gets bigger and bigger. The faster it rotates, the faster the eye of the hurricane forms in the center. If a hurricane forms above the equator, it spins counterclockwise. If it is formed below the equator, it spins clockwise. Then hurricanes are categorized on a scale of 1 through 5. If it's a Category 1 hurricane, it has at least 74 mile per hour winds, and Category 5 hurricanes have wind speeds exceeding 156 miles per hour. The major factors that contribute to the formation of a hurricane are sea surface temperatures, how the local atmosphere responds to changes in sea surface temperature, and why the temperature changes. If the ocean surface temperatures increase because of the decrease in pollution, so more sunlight can warm the ocean, then the atmosphere responds differently than if the surface temperature changed all over the world because of human-caused heat-trapping gases. In Hurricane Harvey, the sea surface temperature was 32 degrees Celsius, or just above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and in Irma, the temperature was 30 degrees Celsius, or 86 degrees Fahrenheit. These temperatures exceed the minimum 82 degrees, making this area the perfect place for hurricanes to form.
The relationship between atmospheric pressure and hurricane size, strength, and intensity is that the pressure in the center of hurricanes tend to be really low, and the lower the pressure, the stronger and more intense the hurricane will be. Atmospheric pressure and wind speed are sort of like inverses of each other. As the pressure decreases, wind speed increases, and vice versa. Hurricanes only occur in the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean because they need warm ocean temperatures and a lot of warm and moist air to feed on, and the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans lie on the equator where ocean water is the warmest. The warm air from the water rises quickly and creates a low pressure area in the middle, causing more air to push up, and this process creates the hurricane. Scientists classify hurricanes using the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale, which rates hurricanes on a range from categories 1 to 5 based on their sustained wind speed. Categories 3 and higher are considered major hurricanes because of their potential for significant loss of life and damage. Category 1 hurricanes have at least 74 mile per hour winds. Category 2 hurricanes have at least 96 mile per hour winds. Category 3 hurricanes have at least 111 mile per hour winds. Category 4 hurricanes have at least 130 mile per hour winds. And Category 5 hurricanes have at least 157 mile per hour winds. Hurricane Harvey was a Category 4 at its peak, with wind gusts reaching 132 miles per hour at its peak, and Hurricane Irma was a Category 5 at its peak, with wind gusts reaching 185 miles per hour at its peak.
In this graph, you can see the number of hurricanes from 1901 to roughly 2004. As you can see, the number of hurricanes over the specific time frame have decreased. The high was around 24 hurricanes from about 1941 to 1950, and the last data entry from 2001 to 2004 was the least amount of hurricanes at about 9. The relationship between the temperature of the ocean water and the strength of the hurricane is that water temperatures above 79 degrees will cause for a stronger hurricane. This will happen because more moisture is being added at a faster pace and increasing the size and strength of the hurricane. When it comes to Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Irma, there could have been multiple factors to cause them, but one main cause scientists keep focusing on is climate change. Climate change can cause the waters to be warmer, and when the water heats up, it causes more energy, because heat is energy. So if there is more heat, then there is also more energy for the storms to feed off of.
Global warming and climate change are most certainly major impacts of the forming of these hurricanes because current climate models suggest that tropical Atlantic hurricanes will warm dramatically during the 21st century. Also, greenhouse gas emissions that have already caused global warming made an impact on Atlantic forming hurricanes or global tropical cyclones.